I call it the pound coin. There you go. The pound coin and misconceptions is the sort of title that I want you to take a look at. So I don't want you to be taken in by looks. A couple of years back, in fact, this was April or springtime 2018, I went to the gym, and I used to go to the gym before lockdown, of course. And when I go to the gym, and this was sort of April time, it was quite warm, and I just wore my shorts and a t-shirt and cycled off to the gym in Cheltenham. I got this very old top now, the gym top I call it. Shelley's been kind enough to sew it all up and repair it for me. But it's probably about 15, 20 years old now, and it's all torn and everything, but it's really comfortable. And I had my shorts and my trainers, obviously. I cycled to the gym, did my workout. I thought I'd nip to Tesco's on the way back to get some things for a Sunday afternoon lunch. I wanted to get myself some hummus and some olives and some bread, you know, like you do on a Sunday afternoon. So I popped into Tesco's, but I didn't have my wallet with me because I hadn't thought about bringing my wallet with me. And on my bicycle, I got a pannier at the back. So I routed around the pannier and found some pound coins in one of the sort of zip pockets, which obviously left there in case of emergency. I thought, well, there's enough here. I'll go and get my hummus. So I went to Tesco's. I picked up this box of hummus and some biscuits and some bread and some olives, all very nice. Went to the checkout and gave the items to the lady who pinged it, and I gave her the money, and she looked at the money and she said, she said, "No, sorry sir, you can't use this money, it's not legal tender." So little did I know, of course, that these were old pound coins which over a 6-month period lost their ability to be used. You can put them into charity boxes, but you couldn't actually use them. I was well embarrassed because I was in this queue. So I had to say to them, look, take back the hummus. I said, oh, I haven't got enough still, because one of the pound coins was okay. Take back the olives and I'll just have the bread. So I had this bread as I walked out of the shop. We're looking very embarrassed, of course. And I was unlocking my bicycle. This chap in his car, I saw him earlier actually, a nice chap he was. He was a bit of a gentleman, you know, and he was looking for some Aunt Bessie's roast potatoes in the Tesco's store. I think what happened, he's obviously having a Sunday lunch back at home, and he was sent by his wife probably to get some roast potatoes. He didn't know where to go. He was completely lost in this supermarket, probably never been in a supermarket in his life. And he asked the lady there, and she guided him to where the Aunt Bessie's potatoes were. Thoroughly nice chap, you know, wasn't harming anybody. But outside, he got into his car. He had this great big BMW 7 Series 4x4. It's like a tank, you know. It's like a T-34 tank, you know, this great big thing. And he drove past me, and he stopped, pulled his window down, and pressed the button, didn't he? And he gave me a handful of change, of different coinage. He said, "There you go." He said, "Go and get that food that you couldn't get." And I thought to myself, oh, how lovely of him. I was ever so embarrassed. I said, no, it's okay, thank you very much for your kind offer. He said, of course, please do take the money. And I was ever so red-faced and I'm very embarrassed by all of that. And I didn't take it, which is probably wrong. But I thought to myself as I was cycling home, that guy probably saw me in the store with this old t-shirt, knackered thing with holes in it, an old pair of shorts and trainers. And at the checkout, having to pass back the hummus and the olives and just having bread to go home for my Sunday lunch, where he was having probably a roast dinner and champagne, all those things. He probably thought I was a bit of a down and out, probably needed a bit of a helping hand. So he gave me the money. How untrue can you be? It's just the way I was looking, wasn't it? I just had no money at the time. So the story really is, beware of misconceptions. Beware of first impressions, because mostly they're wrong. You make a first impression by looking at somebody, what they're wearing, what they're looking like. I mean, I haven't worn a suit and tie since like ever. Can't remember the last time I wore a tie. And I've got an old shirt here with short sleeves today. People, the way they look now is changing. Now you will make the odd misconception, the odd first impression that's wrong. Your customer will do the same. Beware of your first impressions, of course. If you're dealing with the later life market, for example, somebody in their mid-80s, you should be wearing a suit and tie because that's what they expect. So if you rocked up in a sort of a polo shirt because that's the way you roll, they might think, oh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about, because they're based upon their frame of existence, you see, how they frame things. So you've got to be careful what you look like. Don't make the mistake of making a wrong misconception when you meet somebody as well. First impressions do make a difference in things as well. Now, the whole point, of course, though, is that my pound coin, I had one left. I went home and I was rooting around the house for old pound coins. I thought I'd better find these old things in case I spend them. Went down to the charity box. The air ambulance still takes them. So a nice little story for you. Hope that's been useful. Bye.